Welcome students. Today we shall start the 11th video of that Newton's laws of motion, and we are solving the string and pulley problem. So before going to the other things, we will have the quick recapitulation of that previous thing. So in that 10th video we had reached to the situation where we were able to find out the expression of that acceleration directly. By looking to the system, if we want to write the expression of that acceleration, so that we can write by looking to the system. So for that, suppose I am considering a problem like it. Here is an inclined plane present here, which is making an angle of theta with the horizontal, and here is one block of mass m1 is present, and we are considering a string which is massless and inextensible, and the ends of the string are connected by the block 1 of mass m1, and the other end is connected with the block 2 which have the mass m. So student, if we are getting such kind of the situation, so and if the problem is saying you to find out the acceleration and the tension, so what will we do? Our first task will be to find out the where will be the acceleration, what will be the acceleration of the blocks. These things we are going to find. So to find out the acceleration, student, I have told to you, suppose this mass m2 is going to travel x2 distance in this direction, whatever direction you are saying. If you are saying it is going x2 distance downward, so, and if this one is going that x1 distance in this direction, so since the length of the string is not going to change, string is inextensible. So of course, what will we do that? What will we say that our x1 will be equals to what? X2. Since that length of the string is that constant, it is not going to change. So of course, this x1 will be equals to what? X2. And if x1 is equal to that x2, so when will we differentiate it with respect to the time? So dx1 will be equals to dx1 upon del t will be equals to what? Del x2 upon del t. Meaning is that velocity v1 will be equals to what? v2, because that dx1 upon del t will represent change in distance divided by change in time. So what is change in distance upon change in time? That is velocity. So v1 will come out equal to v2. And once again, when will we differentiate that with respect to the time? So that v1 we are that differentiating with respect to the time, so del v1 upon del t, meaning is that change in velocity upon change in time. So that will give us what? A1 will be equals to what? A2. So A1 will be equals to A2, and the sign are also coming same. So whatever direction you are assuming, suppose I am assuming this side, this clockwise I am assuming, so A1 is equals to A2, so of course this whatever acceleration will be of that mass m2, the same acceleration we will find for that mass m1, the same acceleration we are going to find for that mass m1, and they will be in the same direction, isn't it? And other way of saying that was it that now we can fix a coordinate here. Where will we fix the coordinate? Where we will find the fixed point. From a fixed point we will always consider the datum or the coordinate system. So since that pulley is fixed, it is not moving, so here we can assume a coordinate system here. Here we can assume a coordinate system, and suppose we are saying this one is our x2 distance, this was our x1 distance. So since that total length of the string is constant, so suppose that small l is representing the total length of that string, so small l will be equals to what, student? X1 plus x2. So when will we differentiate that l is equals to x1 plus x2 with respect to the time? So dl upon del t will be equals to what? dx1 upon del t plus dx2 upon del t. Of course, length of the string is constant, so differentiation of constant thing will become equals to 0, and there we will get what, v1 plus v2 is equals to 0. So v1 will be equal to what, minus times of that v2. v1 will be equals to what, minus times of the v2. And when will we again differentiate that, so we will get what, a1 is equals to minus times of that a2. a1 is equals to what, minus times of that a2, or a2 is equals to minus times of that a1. So if there we are saying that this side is, this is positive acceleration we are saying, so negative acceleration will be not in that direction, opposite of it. Meaning is that since we have considered this x2 distance, here the coordinate system is present, one side should be positive, other side should be negative. So both side we are saying as our positive, that is why we will say that whatever negative sign we are getting, that will be positive, because negative side we had considered as our positive side, so that negative of that negative will become positive, and we will get the positive sign in that case, since we had considered this side positive as well as this side also we had assumed as our positive, because that one side should be positive, other side should be negative, that we had not considered. So whatever that minus sign will come, we will compensate that minus sign by saying that since we had considered this side as our positive side, so it should be negative, so negative of that negative will become positive, so they will be in the same direction. So I think that idea, that is a traditional way of doing. I have made you understand. If you are that understanding, so that's very good. Otherwise you can say whatever distance it is going to travel, the same distance it will travel. Here is only one string, so that a1 will be equals to a2, and that we are saying something equals to a, which is like this. Okay. And our next task will be to find out the tension string. So of course we will consider the frictionless and massless pulley. So for a frictionless and massless pulley, the tension will be same at the both ends. Tension will be same at the both ends, isn't it, student? And for the object of interest mass m1, the tension will be along the string and it will have the pulling effect like it, and for the object of interest, that pulley, it will have the pulling effect in this direction. Here also the pulling effect for the pulley, the pulling effect for the object of interest pulley will be in this direction. For the object of interest mass m2, it will be in this direction. So here we will look, student, that tension will always come in pair. Notice this line, what I am saying to you, tension will always come in pair. Only this thing I want to make you understand, it will come in pair. Other things you will study in that higher class. For the time, if I am not saying you that tension will come in the pair, so it will be that also good for you, but still for your that extra knowledge I am saying that it will come in the pair. So you can write up to here. Then we are talking about the other things as well. So students, after coming to know what is acceleration and tension, we will draw the free body diagram. And for mass m2, force due to the gravity m2g is going to act in that downward side. Tension T is acting in upside, and it is that accelerating downward we have chosen. No other forces is acting in that y direction, and obviously no force and no acceleration is present in x direction for the block 2. And when will we draw the free body diagram of mass m1? Of course, this m1g, force due to the gravity, is acting in that downward side, and since here is the contact present with that surface, so a normal force, to which we can say as our m1, is acting, and this normal force will be perpendicular to the inclined plane. this normal force will be perpendicular to the inclined plane, and normal force will be always perpendicular to the inclined plane. And we will look this N1 and this tension T present here, it is perpendicular and along the contact surface, but this M1G force due to the gravity is not either along the contact surface or perpendicular to the contact surface. So our next task will be to resolve this force along the contact surface and perpendicular to the contact surface. And student, in this I have told you that whatever angle the inclined plane is going to make with this horizontal, the same angle force due to the gravity will make with the perpendicular of the contact surface. Whatever angle this inclined plane is going to make with this horizontal, the same angle this force due to the gravity will make with the perpendicular of the contact surface. So if this is theta, this will be also theta, and it will become our right angle triangle. And when will we resolve the forces? This side we will get what? M1G cos theta. And of course, this side we will get as our M1G sin theta. So that this vector we have shifted here, and here this M1G sin theta component will come. Okay, so our next task will be to draw the free body diagram. I have told you how to draw the free body diagram so many times, so I think this thing should have clear to you. So after performing this task, suppose we want to know what will be that acceleration, student. So how can we directly write the expression of acceleration that we are performing here? So that acceleration should be equals to nothing but the F net divided by M total, I have told to you. And while we that writing F net, that our idea should be that force added to the acceleration is positive, and force subtracted to the acceleration is negative, we will select. So whatever force is supporting the acceleration, that we will consider as our positive, and whatever force that it is not supporting, it is making obstacle to that acceleration, it is stopping the acceleration, that we will say as our negative force. So here we will look that when will we start here, this N1 and this M1G cos theta will have no effect, will have no effect on that acceleration. It is not going to affect the acceleration, because that no acceleration is present in what? Y direction. Suppose this one we are selecting as our coordinate, it is our x, this one is our y. So in y direction no acceleration is present, only the acceleration is present in x side. So these forces are not going to affect the acceleration, and tension we will not take in account for this trip. Okay, tension we will not take in account. So that force which is that affecting the acceleration is only what is, student? M1G sin theta. Here tension we will not take in account, these forces are not affecting the acceleration, only this M1G sin theta is present which is affecting the acceleration, and it is that subtracting the acceleration. It is subtracting the acceleration. So the force which will subtract the acceleration, that we will say what? Minus M1G sin theta. minus m1g sin theta. Now here when will we come for that block 2, tension we will not take in account. Only the force which is present here is that m2g, which is adding to the acceleration. It is being added to the acceleration, or it is supporting the acceleration. So that we will say as our positive. So this m2g positive divided by what is student? Total mass. Total mass is nothing but the m1 plus m2. One thing you will note that the tension we will not take in account. So of course that expression of acceleration, if you will write, student, then suppose I am taking out g as our common. So what will we get? This g times m2 minus m1 sin theta divided by m1 plus m2. So we can write the expression of acceleration directly by performing this task. So once you come to know what will be that acceleration, of course, if you are saying that selecting that MPD of 2, MPD of block 2, from MPD of block 2, suppose you are saying downward side as your positive, so this m2g will become positive, tension will become what? Negative, minus times t will give you what? Newton's second law you are applying in that y direction. So mass times of that acceleration in y direction, that will be a, isn't? Newton's second law we are applying in that y direction. No, in x direction no force is present. It is nothing but this, student. You can write that vector sum of that what? F external in y direction, which should be equals to what? Mass times of that acceleration in y direction. That will give us this, isn't? So once we have come to know what is acceleration, directly we can find out what should be acceleration by performing this task. And once you have come to know what is acceleration, you can put the value of a here and can find out what will be the tension present here. And in that numerical problem, they will give you that numbers. So it will become so much easy, and it will save your time to get the answer. So I think you can write these things. Next we will talk more about this. Next, suppose we are considering a situation like this. Here we have two inclined plane. One is making alpha angle with that horizontal, another one is making beta angle with the horizontal. Here is a block of mass m1 is present. Here is a fixed pulley, and one end of that string is connected with that mass m1. Other end is connected with that mass m2. So our first task will be to find out what will be that acceleration, and for that, student, I have told you, you can say that whatever distance this mass, suppose you are saying our m2 is more than m1. Okay, for the time now I am selecting that m1 is more than m2. So if I am saying that m1 is more than m2, so it is going to move in that anti-clockwise direction. So m1 is more than m2. So suppose this is going to travel the x1 distance. So the same distance it is going to travel. Suppose this is x2 here. So x1 will be equal to what? X2, because that length of the string is not going to be changed, it is inextensible. So if x1 is equal to x2, so by differentiating it with respect to the time, we will get that velocities will be equal, and when we again differentiate the velocities, acceleration will be same and equal, and they will be in the same direction. So our acceleration will be this. Otherwise you can select a coordinate here. This one you can say as your x2, this one you can say as your x1. So total length small l will become L1, x1 plus x2. When you will differentiate that, small l is that your constant, that will become 0, and x1 plus x2 will give you what? v1 plus v2 is equals to 0. From there you will get v1 will be equals to what? Minus times of v2. When you will again differentiate that with respect to the time, you will get that our a1 will be equal to what? Minus times of that a2, or a2 will be equals to minus times of that a1. And there you will say, since both side of the coordinate system we have assumed as our positive, that's why that negative acceleration is representing that negative of negative will become positive, and they will be in the same direction. So that is the traditional way. Otherwise you can simply say like this and it will become easy for you. And then after, what will we do? We will look into the tensions. Tensions will be that same, since that pulley will consider as your frictionless and massless, so tension is coming out to be same at the both ends, and that we are representing by some capital D. And for the object of interest M1, it will be like, it will have the pulling effect in this way. For object of interest pulley, it will be in this way, it will come in pair. Here also the same thing will happen. And thereafter, what will we do? We will resolve the forces along the contact surface and perpendicular to the contact surface if they are not present, along the contact surface and perpendicular to the contact surface. So of course this M1G is that force due to the gravity is acting here in the downward side and due to the contact present here. So N1 normal reaction on that block 1 due to this contact will act in the perpendicular direction of the contact surface, N1 will act in that. And if this is angle alpha, so this one will be also our alpha, isn't? And this will become M1G cos alpha here, and this side we will get what? M1G sin alpha. And of course tension is acting in this direction for block N2. Force due to the gravity is going to act. Force due to the gravity is going to act in this direction. So this M2 G is acting here, and suppose the beta are representing here, and due to the contact present here, normal N2 is going to act in that. Normal N2 is going to act perpendicular to the contact surface. And I'm saying A is here. Okay. And tension we have represented. And when will we resolve this N2G along the contact surface and perpendicular to the contact surface? Will resolve, since it is not present either along the contact surface or perpendicular to the contact surface. So this plane is making beta angle with the horizontal. That is why that force due to the gravity will make the same angle beta with the perpendicular of the contact surface. And this will become our what? 90-degree angle. This side we will get what, student? M2G cos beta, and this side we will get what? M2G sin beta. Isn't? So this is M2G cos beta I am writing here. Here is that alpha. Okay. So first task would be this. So once we have drawn the free body diagram, have come to know what is acceleration and that tension, next we can find out the acceleration by performing that F net divided by M total. And when will we write this, student? Net force, this tension we will not take in account. This force is acting in that what? Y direction is not going to affect the acceleration. Forces acting in that Y direction is not going to affect the acceleration. No acceleration is present in that Y direction, isn't? No acceleration is present in that Y direction. This one is our Y, this one you can say as your X. Only the forces which will be present in that x direction, they will affect the acceleration, and tension we are not taking in account. So when will we look at to this m1g sin alpha, tension we will not take in account. So m1g sin alpha is added to the acceleration. So this m1g sin alpha will be added to the acceleration, so that we will write as with plus sign. And when will we look at to this m2g sin theta, this m2g sin theta is coming in this direction, acceleration is in this direction, so it is subtracting the acceleration. So forces subtracted to the acceleration is negative, forces added to the acceleration is positive. So this m2g sin theta is that opposite to that direction of acceleration, so that we will write as negative sign, and divided by what? Total mass is, students. So total mass is m1 plus m2, and of course from here we will get the expression of acceleration. If you take out g as your common, so it will come out m1 sin alpha minus m2 sin beta divided by what is, student? m1 plus m2. Don't get confused with the acceleration, the expression of acceleration. Now we were getting in that earlier case, when were we that solving the same problem. There was the situation when that m2 was greater than m1. Here we have considered that m1 is greater than m2. That is why that it is the acceleration is coming g times the m1 sin alpha minus m2 sin beta. And when will we consider that m2 is more than m1, so this side will become, this will be added to the acceleration, and this will be subtracted to the acceleration, since in that case that our acceleration is going to come in that clockwise direction. So that you guys will notice. And of course, if I am saying that alpha is equals to beta, and that alpha is equals to beta is something equals to theta, so in that case now you can take out this sin theta, it will become here. So that you can take out common, so that will become g sin theta m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2. So students, we have seen the problems where our pulley was fixed. Till now we have assumed all of our problems where the pulley was fixed, it was not moving. Now we are moving for the problems in which that pulley is going to move. So suppose we are getting a problem like it. Here is a pulley present here which is fixed with this string. A pulley is fixed here. Other string is present here. One end of that string is connected with that mass m1. And it is going over this pulley, and one again time it is going over the second pulley, and the other end is connected with that ceiling. With this pulley there is a third string present which is going over this pulley, and the other end is connected to the ceiling. And with this pulley, with the help of that fourth string, we have the mass m2 here. Okay, and the question will say us to find the velocities and accelerations of the blocks. The question is going to say us to find out this. And of course, student, when are we solving such kind of the problem? So here we will first, our first task should be to recognize that how many strings are present here. Here is the first string present here. The second string is starting from here and it is going over this pulley, then after the other pulley, and connected with the other end is connected to the ceiling. So it is our second string. I am drawing the different string by different colors. It is the third one string which is present here, and of course this one is the fourth one string which is present here, isn't? So students, I was saying to you that to find the velocities and accelerations, there will be two methods. One will be the traditional method, second one will be a kind of the short trick. And first we are that selecting the traditional method. So in the traditional method, first what will we do? We will make a datum. We'll make a datum from a fixed point. From a fixed point, we will make a datum. That wherever we will make the datum, we will keep this point in our mind. That point should be fixed. That point should not move. Then only we can select the datum at that point. The point should be fixed. And from the fixed point, we will select the datum and we'll find out that what are the length of the string present there. So suppose this one is that y1 length of the string present here, where the mass m1 is hanged, and this length over the pulley will be constant, it is not going to change, so that we are representing by LC1. And then after we are saying this one length of the string is y2, and the length over this pulley is that LC2, it is not going to change, that's why I have denoted by LC2. And of course, whatever distance, whatever length we will consider here, the same length we will find here, and that this length we have said that is something equals to some L1, and it will become the first string. And when we will select the second string, of course, this one distance we are saying as our y3, and the length of the string, this one length is y3, the length of the string over this pulley is LC3, it will be constant, it is not going to change, and this length we are saying as our y4, and of course this length of the string which is present here, that we are denoting by some L4. The length here and here is not going to change, now they will be same. Okay, so I was saying this. So students, after coming to know what will be the length of the string from the datum, suppose I am selecting the second one string, okay, and saying that one thing you guys will notice, that here the pulley P1 is fixed, whereas pulleys P2 and P3 are moving. They are moving. It will be not given in the problem. You will have to be think about this, that it is fixed. Okay, they will say to you this will be fixed, and this one, suppose this one we are saying as our pulley number P1, this one we are saying pulley number P2, this one we are saying as our pulley number P3. So this pulley P2 and P3 will move when the blocks will move. Okay, so this thing you will keep in your mind. And suppose I am saying that L2 is that total length of the second string, okay, total length of that second string. So this L2 should be equals to what, student? This L2 should be what? Y1 plus this LC1 plus this Y1 LC1 plus this Y2 plus this LC2 plus again this Y2, and we are ignoring this, okay, or you can write that as our L1 as well, isn't it? So it will be our total length of the second string. So after writing this equation, what will we do, student? That differentiating with respect to the time. We'll differentiate it with respect to the time. So what will we get here? dL2 upon del t will be equals to what? dy1 upon del t plus this dlc1 upon del t, this is 1, plus this del y2 upon del t plus this del lc2 upon del t plus this del y2 upon del t plus this del L1 upon del t. Okay, so after differentiating this equation, we will find this equation. L2 will be what? Y1 plus LC1 plus Y2 plus LC2 plus Y2, same length will be here and plus L1. Okay, so we will differentiate that with respect to the time. Can write up to you? I'm going to rub outside. this one. So student, from here we will look, since that length, this total length of that second string, it is constant, isn't it student? It is constant length, the length is inextensible, so that differentiation of constant length will become what? Equal to 0. And the length of the string over this pulley, it is not going to change. Whatever movement will take place, there will be change in y1, y2, and the length of the string which will be present here, that is not going to change. Okay, again and again the same length we will get when the movement will take place. So that LC1 will be also constant, so differentiation of constant thing will become equals to 0. And again we can say that for this LC2, that length of that string over the pulley is not going to change, so that differentiation of constant thing will become equals to 0. And this pulley is fixed here, so the length of the string, whatever the length of the string will be present here, that will be a constant length of the string. So this dl1 upon del t will be also equals to 0. So from here we will get what, student? This will be our 0 on that left hand side, and that will be equals to dy1 upon del t is what, student? v1 we can say. Then this dy2 upon del t is what? We can say v2. Okay, this is 0. Again we are getting some v2 here, and this is equals to 0. So from here we will get what, student? That 0 will be equals to what? v1 plus twice of v2. Or we can say that, student, that our v1 will be minus of twice of v2. v1 will be equals to what? Minus of twice of v2. Isn't? So we will find we have found the relation between the velocities. What will be that velocity of that this mass m1? Whatever the velocity of this y1 is going to have, the same velocity will be of that mass m1, and whatever will be the velocity of this y2, the same velocity will be of this pulley p2. Isn't? So the relation we will get from here right up to here. So now I am going to rub this downside, and we have come to know what will be that our velocities is v1, relation between v1 and v2. And next, what can we say? That again differentiating with respect to time. So when will be again differentiated with respect to the time, so it will become what, student? Del v1 upon del t minus, and this 2 is also constant, so that will come out outside the derivative. You will know that, remember this, that constant and sign will come out outside the derivative. You will remember this. And here we will get what? Del v2 upon del t. So from here what will we get, student? That our a1 will be what? Minus of that twice of a2. So with whatever acceleration this y1 is going to move, meaning is that whatever the acceleration of this block m1 will be there, the minus sign of the twice of the acceleration of that mass m1 will be the acceleration of this pulley, or that y2. So what, with whatever acceleration this y2 is going to move, I'm sorry, that whatever acceleration that a1 is going to move, that y1 is going to move, or the block is going to move, the half of the y2 will move with the acceleration which will be half of the acceleration of this block. Isn't? This will become a by 2, a2 will be what? A by 2, and that negative sign will tell that the direction will be that in opposite side. Okay, if it is going downward, so it will move upward, or if it is going upward, it will move downward. Okay, so this thing you guys will keep in your mind. Next we are moving for that string 2. So string 1 is giving us this relation. Okay, so students, we have come to know that what is that relation of that v1 and v2. Our v1 is coming out what? Minus of that twice of v2, and acceleration is coming out what? That minus of twice of a2. Isn't? Meaning is that a1 and a2 will be in that opposite side. Whatever will be the acceleration of this y1, the same acceleration will be of this m1, since it is attached to that y1, and whatever will be that acceleration of this y2, same will be that acceleration of this pulley, since it is attached to y2. So whatever will be that acceleration of that y2 or this pulley p2, the twice of that acceleration will be the acceleration of this block, and they will be in that opposite direction, and same will be for that velocity. Now we are saying, suppose this L3 is representing the total length of string 3. Okay, first string, second string, this one is third string. So L3 will be equals to what is student? L3 will be this y3, isn't this y3 here, plus length of the string over the pulley, means LC3 plus y3 plus LC3 plus y4 plus this L1, you can say, isn't it? So after writing this, I want to tell to you student that y3 and y4 relation, if we have come to we will that differentiate it, we will find out the relation between y3 and y4. So both are unknowns. So one thing we can do, that at the place of y3, how can we write y3? Y3 I can write y4 minus y2. This y3 I can write y4 minus y2, isn't? So by doing this, I can find out the relation between this 2 and 4. So we will write at the place of y3, what will we write? We will write that it is nothing but the y4 minus y2. y3 is what? y4 minus y2. This y3 will be y4 minus y2. Yes. Plus this LC3, this plus what? This y4 plus this L1. So L3 will come out what is friend? L3 will come out. This y4 plus y4 will become what? Twice of y4. And this minus of this y2. This plus LC3 plus this L1. Next what will we do? We will differentiate it with respect to the time. So what will we get? This dl3 upon del t is equals to what? Twice. 2 will take outside of the derivative. Numbers and signs we will take outside of the derivative. That you will keep in your mind if you have not studied that differentiation right now. So this dy4 upon del t minus of this dy2 upon del t, minus we will put take outside of the derivative. This plus this what is written? This dlc3 upon del t and plus this dl1 upon del t. Isn't? So we will write like this. So after writing the length of that string L3 and differentiating that with respect to the time, what will we say, student? We will say that this since the length of the string is inextensible, L3 will be constant, so differentiation of constant thing will become equals to 0, and here that length of the string over the pulley P3 is constant, it is not going to change, the same length we will get from the movement of that system. So it will be also constant, and differentiation of constant thing will become equals to 0. L1, the length of the string present here, it is also not going to change. It will be that same length which will be present here. It is fixed to the ceiling, so that will be also constant, and differentiation of constant thing will become equals to 0. Now I am rubbing upside, and here we will get that 0 is equals to what, student? Is twice of what? V4 we can say, and this minus of this what? V2, minus of V2, meaning is that our V2 will be equals to what? Twice of V4, twice of V4. Next, what can we say? That again differentiating with respect to the time. What will we get? This del V2 upon del D will be what? Twice of del V4 upon what? Del D. So from here what will we get, student? That our A2 will be equals to what? Twice of A4. A2 will be what? Twice of A4. So these things we will get. Then right up to here. So we have reached up to here, students, and suppose I am saying that this one is the length y5 from the datum of this block M2. So how can we write this y5? Or you can say that L4 is that length of the string 4. So that L4 you can write as what, student? L4 will be y5 minus of what? Y5 minus of y4, isn't it? This y5 minus y4 will give you what? L4. So what can you do? You can differentiate it with this with respect to the time. So this will become what? dy5 upon del d here, minus of this dy4 upon del d will come out. That L4 is constant, so the length of the string, whatever the length will be present here, that is not going to change, it will be constant. So that will be equals to 0, and from here what will we get? This 0 will be equals to what? That V5 minus of V4, meaning is that whatever will be that velocity of that 4 or pulley P3, that will be the same velocity will be of that block M. And again differentiating with respect to the time, what will we get? This del V4 upon del D will be equal to what? Del V5 upon del D, meaning is that our A4 will be also equal to what? A5. Okay? Come right up to here. So from here we are getting what? Our V4 will be equals to what, student? V5. Or you can say that our A4 will be equals to what? A5. And now we want to know that what will be that acceleration of the blocks. So of course, student, our V1 is what, student? Minus of V, twice of V2. So at the place of V2, since V2 is what? V2 is equals to what? Twice of V4. So meaning is that our V1 will come out what? Minus of this 2 and this twice of V4. Meaning is that our V1 will be equals to what, student? Minus 4 times of that V4. or we can say our V1 will be what? Minus 4 times of that V5, isn't? Since that if V4 is, you can say that since V4 is equals to V5, isn't? And in the same way, we are looking that A1 is equals to what? Minus twice of A2. So you can say that since A2 is what? Twice of A4. So that A1 will become what? Twice of A4 when you will put here 2 minus 2 times of that twice of A4. Meaning is that our A1 will be what? Minus 4 times of that A4. Or you can say that our A1 will be what? Minus 4 times of that A5. Because you can say since A4 is equals to A5. Isn't? Meaning is that whatever will be that acceleration of the block 1, the fourth time that divided by 4, that 1 by 4 times of that velocity, whatever will be the velocity of block 1, 1 by 4 times of that will be the velocity of this block 2, and they will be in that opposite direction, because this V1 and V5 are, this V1 is representing the velocity of Y1 and V5 is representing that velocity of this Y5. So whatever will be that velocities will be of that these strings, the same velocity will be that of the blocks, because they are attached with this string. So we will say whatever will be the velocity of that block 1 by 4 times of that will be the velocity of this block 2, and they will be in opposite direction. And the same case we can say for the acceleration, whatever will be the acceleration of the block 1, the 1 by 4 times of that acceleration will be the acceleration of block 2, and they will be in opposite direction. And you can find out the other acceleration relation between the other acceleration and other velocities by selecting the equations present here. So it was the traditional method. You can write up to here. So students, we have seen the traditional method. Now we will move for that short trick. So before moving to the short trick, I want to tell to you about the dot product, as we are going to use that dot product in that short trick. So what is the dot product, student? That dot product of two vectors, vector A and vector B, we can write this as the dot product of vector A and vector B. That will be equals to nothing but the multiplication of the magnitude of the vector A, multiplication of the magnitude of the vector A, and magnitude of the vector B. Magnitude we will write in that mod times cos theta. What is dot product of the vector A and vector B? That is equals to multiplication of the magnitude of the vector A and the magnitude of the vector B times cos theta, where theta is the angle between the vectors. Theta is the angle between the vectors. Okay. Of course, student, I was talking about the cross product in Atwood machine. So cross product of the two vectors A and B, that will be represented by A cross B. That will be nothing but the multiplication of the magnitude of the vector A and magnitude of the vector B times sin theta. So that we had seen in that Atwood machine, but here is the dot product. It will be that multiplication of the magnitude of vector A, magnitude of the vector B times cosine theta, where theta will represent the angle between the vectors. Okay. So students, we have come to know what is dot product. Next we shall move for the short trick, and the short trick will tell us that sum sum of all the dot product, sum of all the dot products of tension and acceleration, tension and acceleration vectors should be equal to 0. Meaning is that the sum of all the tension vectors, so Tn tension vector dot product with An vector, that should be equal to 0. Dot product of tension vector and acceleration vector, that should be equal to 0. Here n is going from 1 to n, you can say. So when will we remove the dot from that vectors? It is going from 1 to n. It will become the magnitude of that tension vector multiplied by magnitude of that acceleration vector times cos theta, that should be equal to 0. Is it? So it is our short trick. So students, after coming to know what is the short trick of this, we will have the requirement of tension. So of course, if we are selecting the mass M1, where the tension T is going to act in upside, and for the object of interest this pulley, it will be in downside. And since it is the same string present here, it is going over this pulley, and this pulley is frictionless and massless, so the tension on the other end will be also same. And again it is going over this pulley is frictionless and massless, so the tension here also is going to become same, is it? And they will come in the pair. I have told you about this. For the different object of interest, they will be in opposite direction. And look student, here T and T tension is acting, so of course here the twice of T is going to act, is it? When will we draw the free body diagram? By cutting these strings. So T and plus, and this T is acting upside, so here the tension will come out twice of T. And it is the same string we are talking, same string we are talking here. So, and going over the frictionless and massless pulley, here the tension will be same, and that will be equal to what? Twice of T. And this is 2T, this is 2T, so of course here the tension is going to come 4 times of the T. Is it? And since we are talking about the acceleration, so suppose I am assuming the acceleration of the block 2 is A2 in the same direction of this tension 4T, so here theta will be what? 0 degree. And here suppose I am considering the acceleration in downside, that is our A1, and the A1 and T tension are in opposite side, so theta will be 180 degree here. Okay, so you can write up to here. So students, after coming to know what are the tension acting here and selecting the acceleration, we will apply the short trick here. And short trick was saying us that dot product of tension vector and acceleration vector, that should be sum of all the dot products of tension vector and acceleration vector, that should be equal to 0. Suppose here we are saying n is going from 1 to n, it is the general representation, and n is from 1 to n. When will we remove the dot sign? So that will give us that multiplication of that magnitude of the vector tension vector multiplied by magnitude of the acceleration vector times cos theta, that should be equal to what? 0. So here is two blocks. For the block 1, what is the tension acting for the block 1? It is the T tension which is acting. So this T vector dot acceleration for the block 1 is what? We have assumed A1 in downward side. So that dot A1 vector plus this for block 2. Which tension is acting for the block 2? 4T vector. So 4T vector dot, what is the acceleration present here? That is A2. That dot product of 4T and that 4T and A2, that should be equal to 0. No one will write T1 and T2 here. It is the tension T which is of that block mass M1 and 4T is the tension of that mass M2. So we will write these tensions and these acceleration for the block 1 and 2. Okay. So when will we remove the dot? We will get that magnitude of this tension vector, magnitude of this acceleration vector times cos theta plus this here. When will we write? This 4 will come outside. This magnitude of this T vector and this magnitude of the multiplied by magnitude of the A2 vector times cos theta, that should be equal to what, student? 0. And suppose we are saying this magnitude is something equals to T, this magnitude is something equals to A1, and cos theta, when you look at student here, that A1 is acting in downward side, T is acting upside. So of course theta here it will be 180. One vector is downside, other vector is upside. So theta will be what? 180. So that will be cos 180 degree here. Here for this magnitude I will write as our T. This I am saying as our A2. Here the cos theta value will look, student, that 40 tension vector is upside and acceleration also we have assumed upside. So here theta will be what? 0 degree. So this cos 0 degree, that should be equal to 0. Of course, students, that cos 180 is what, student? That is what? Minus 1. And plus this 40 A2 cos 0 is what, student? 1 equals to 0. So TA1 will go to the other side. So we can write that TA1 will be equals to what? 4TA2. So from here TT will get cancelled out and we will get that our A1 will be what? 4 times of that A2. Okay. Look students, here we are getting A1 is equals to 4 times of that A2. In that earlier case, in that traditional method, we had seen that our A1 was equals to minus 4 times of that what? A5. So A5 was that isolation of this block, and that we have assumed A2 here, and there the minus sign was telling us that our isolation will be in that opposite direction. And here what we have done? We have assumed our isolation in that opposite sides. So here we are getting a positive sign. A1 is equals to plus of that A2, meaning is that whatever is there, your assumption, that is correct. So you will not confuse that in that earlier case it was coming minus 4 of that A2, here it is coming plus of that 4 times of A2. In that earlier case it was saying that our oscillation will be in that opposite direction. And here we have assumed the oscillation in opposite sides, and here we are getting the sign same. So this is saying us that whatever is your assumption, that is correct. Otherwise, when the negative sign will come, so that will represent that your assumption is something wrong, change your direction, because that negative sign will only say about the direction. Okay, so you will be not confused with that traditional method and this short trick method.